do. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Alex, Leon, and of course Mr. Michael Cananzi, who no doubt you've had the great pleasure of meeting throughout the marketing campaign. Buyers, let me share with you the following announcements, which are in place to help you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that are made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer. I'll indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in a flexible 30 to 45 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything is in there, everything is quite clear. So buyers, it's with my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. A great opportunity for the first home buyer, a great opportunity for the investor, an opportunity for you to secure your future here in the very heart of Thomastown. And location is absolutely everything here today. It hardly gets more central in Thomastown than where we find ourselves today, between Edgars Road and High Street. Easy access to a number of transport routes, easy access to a number of shopping options, and of course not very far away at all from Thomastown Leisure Centre, just on Main Road. So it ticks absolutely every single box in terms of location. The property itself, a spacious 2-bedroom townhouse, plenty of space, much more space on offer than the competition on the market at the moment. So as I said, a great opportunity for any home buyer, any first home buyer, any investor, for you to get the sold sticker up on the board. If that is your goal, buyers, right now is your opportunity to secure that right. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for 2 at 13 Lantana? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the call, buyers. I'm in your hands. Start me where you like. It's a little bit early in the morning. Everyone's getting a little bit warmed up. Not quite ready to bid just yet. I'm happy to start where you see value, buyers, rather than where I dictate we should start. You've got the opportunity to take control of the proceedings now, to mark your territory and to stake your claim. But more importantly, 470, at 470, we'll go at 470. Welcome, man. Best of luck here today. 470,000. At 470,000, perhaps round me off to 5 in the rise. At 470, I have. At 470,000. At 470, the bid. At 470,000, fairly been offered here on my right. At 470 against everyone else. Opportunity with you all. At 470,000, the bid. At 470 now. Once. At 470, done. At $470,000 the bid for the second call at 470. Done. Finished.
480.
I was hoping for 500 in the rise, sir. Can I say at least 90?
I'm going to go 480.
At 480. You drive a hard bargain, but I'll go with you if he gets involved at 480,000. And the same courtesy at 10 if you like, at 80 there and 90 the call. 500 is a better bid though. At 90 now, at 490. Now it's going to be 500, sir. At 490,000, the bid's there. Opportunity back with you. Got to be 10 in the rise. Got to be 10 in the rise at this stage, sir. At 490,000, 500. Can I say at 500? Welcome back. At 500, the bid. Even money at that at 500. At 500,000, the bid's there. At 500, the bid. Make it 10 on top at 500,000, the bid. At 500 now. Even money once at 500. Done. At $500,000, the bid for the second call at 5. Are we done? Finished? At 510 now, and welcome back at 10. At 510,000. At 510,000, fairly been offered now at 510. Third bid might be the lucky one, sir. At 510,000, but two's not enough. At 510,000, fairly been offered now. At 510, the bid. At 510,000, bid there. Opportunity with you now. At 510,000. Once at 510. All done. Twice at 510. Done.
Congratulations.
Oh, we're not quite there just yet, sir. At 510,000, you've still got the opportunity. At 510,000 for the second call at 510. Done, finished, third, final call at $510,000 the bid. All done, all finished, all silent, out at 510,000. I'll move along then with a vendor bid at 20, ma'am, and I'll invite you back in at 30 now if you like. At 520,000, the bid's against yours. At 520 now. At 520,000, got to be 30 in the rise. At 520 now. At 520,000, opportunity there, and with you, sir, at 520. At 520, the bid for the first call at 520. All done. Twice at 520. Done. Finished. At 525, ma'am. At 525, and welcome back at 25, and the same courtesy again to every buyer here today. Only cost you 5,000 to get back involved, sir. At 25, and the bid's there. At 525,000, going to be 30 in the rise. At 525, the bid. At 525,000, fairly been offered. Bids here in the centre against everyone else at 525. At 525, 5.25 now. At 525,000. First call at 525, are we done? Twice at 525. Done. Finished.
530, Rob.
Welcome, best of luck at 530,000, fresh competition. Best response to a new bidder is always a big and a quick bid at 530,000. The bid's there at 530 now, fairly been offered here at 535 now, at 535, at 535,000, at 535,000 instructions, Michael at 535. We're on the market and selling. Michael says we're selling at 535,000. Bids there, keys are there. Make absolutely no mistake. We're on the market. We sell here today at 535,000. Fairly been offered. Bids here, keys are here. No second chances. Once the hammer falls, at 40 now. At 540,000. At 540,000, 45. At 545 now. At 545,000, the quick retort here at 545. Back against you at 45. At 545,000, we're on the market. We play for keeps here today. If you've come to buy, bid me now. Forever hold your peace at 45. At 545,000, we're definitely done here, sir. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. At 545,000, fairly been offered now. On the market, selling. Need to know. Got to dig deep if you want to buy. At $545,000 the bid. First call at 545. All done. Second call, 545. Done.
546.
At 546, why not if it gets you ahead at 546,000? Same courtesy at one man, but I dare say big bids what's required now to get the keys for good. At 50 now, and that's better. At 550,000. At 550,000, fairly been offered here on my left. Against you at 550, at 550,000, at 550 the bid now, fairly been offered at 550, need to know now at 550,000. If you're here to buy, let me know at 550, once at 5.5, all done. Twice at 550, done, finished. Third, final call at $550,000 the bid, all done, all finished. All silent and out at 550. Definitely done there, sir. Thank you again. So if you tell me you're out, I'll sell to the highest bidder. Need to know. I have your absolute best here today.
Yeah, we'll do well.
Thank you very much for your spirited bidding here today. At 550,000. Bids here, keys are here. Once, twice, third. Final call at 550. Done, finished, silent and out. We're selling, selling, selling. Sold. Congratulations and well bid. Please join me in congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another